Greetings and salutations, this is Wolfphototech, and if you notice that I have 52 stars instead of 50, like I had before in the previous video, I grabbed 2 stars in between this video and the last one. 1 star is Mips the Rabbit, who reappears in this stage. Goes from 7 to 8 secret stars. And in order to catch him, the best way to catch him is to get him on a long stretch, like right here. Or say right here. Or on the dead ends. Side note on the... You move faster than he does only when you are diving. So that is your quickest way to catch him. And then the other star I grabbed, which I happened to show off in the previous video just before the previous... The video before or the previous video, I just happened to point out, is watch out for the rolling rocks. Which is easy enough to collect. It's actually one of those magical moments when the coin magically gets launched up top. But the falling rock, the rock, you see where we are. We got that arrow. You continue down this way. You go to this room that has the hole in it. The hole. And then there's this little path that goes off to the one side. That's probably the most straightest forward one. Right there. Straight above my head. And that star is right up on the top of a ledge. And sometimes the rocks will target you. But I think I showed it 2 videos back, and then I collected another star instead because it was out of sequence. But you can see, yeah, I know. Don't want to touch the star, but it's right there. So the goal in this video is to just tell you where, hey, that's where those 2 stars came from, and also collect You want to collect want to collect as many coins as possible. You had to come down here and screw around with Nessie. Go through that door, collect those 3 coins I just showed you. If you really want to have as many coins as possible. Don't want to jump too much. And just for the sake of brevity, you see that door right there? You guide Nessie over to it, you go down that hallway, and I showed this off in a previous video. That happens to be the path that goes directly to the metal cap. So, that's how you get the metal cap. And I keep forgetting that I found it there. And the first time I went into Haze Maze Cave to hunt down the metal cap, I went down by Nessie and collected the star by Nessie. But then I could not recall. All I could remember was that it was in a maze section of Haze Maze Cave. I could not remember exactly where it was set. The access hole. Now here's the hard part. Once you pretty much get past this part, you're now on the easy run. Now there's this path that goes down this way. And all it does is go to this chamber right here, which is the point in which you get the... If you come over there, well, you come over there. It's... Be careful with that phrasing there, you know. Need no white stains on the floor or anything. But, that is a trap. And that is probably the most useless bat there is in this whole thing. Yes. Let's screw that. Let's go back in. Oh, God. No, I'm not going to show you where that is again. The problem with Haze Maze Cave is that Haze Maze Cave is actually one of the more restricted stages for coins. There's a few stages in Super Mario 64 where there's very few coins to collect. There's just slightly more coins than what you need to get the 100 star. So if you do not collect all of them or 99% of them, you don't get enough to get all the stars. I'm just doing this again. Better the second time, huh? Yeah, I play in the most boring way possible, don't I? I'm no speedrunner. I'm kind of past the point in my life where I could be one if I wanted to. Now, speedrunning is one of those things. Major League Gaming and speedrunning are those two things where you basically have to be in your 20s, your teens and your 20s to be good at. Once you get past your 20s, you end up in that territory where you basically have to dedicate yourself to one game or one genre and play nothing but that in order to be anywhere in territory of being what's considered good. your reflexes just naturally slow down when you get older. Not to mention, you nap more, you can't live on junk food anymore. It's one of those things you just run into. A lot of teenagers and people in their 20s complain about how they have it hard. Well, here's the problem. You start running out of energy after your 20s, and you have to spend more and more time in making sure you have you have to spend more time see, I didn't bonk at that time. By the way, those just keep coming out of there infinitely. And now you recognize where I am now. When I came down originally the other way, that entrance is over here. So if I were to go back up this way, I would come back up towards that black hole room. That third path that pops off. Now, super tip is you do not kill the enemies on the floor here, because if you are old or new to this game, you're going to need those goofballs just for health. That stutter step, that is actually useful sometimes. It's your sort of your intro to clipping through walls and objects. Is sometimes getting yourself stuck on a ledge and then just lining yourself up with a wall, and you just stutter yourself through a wall. Now, the natural urge is to want to try to figure out a way to get how to take out those eyes, or the eye guys. You really can't. You would have to run a really tight circle around that. Oh, side note. Yeah, you just saw the platform magically appear there. If you want to risking it, you can actually get up to this spot right here by wall kicking between these 2 points. This block here and that wall. The only catch on that is that you have to make sure you're lined up well enough to do it. And yeah, you want to make sure you're lined up properly. If you get most of the way up, you're gonna fall and lose a few pips off your health. You probably could kill that eye guy on that center platform. But it's gonna require a good bit of Of course, I just stomped him. Let's see if I can actually get to the eye guy in the center and manage to run around him. It's going to be a tight circle I have to run around him for. It's possibly doable if you could get your view completely vertical down on top of you. Because the problem is if your view is not dead center down on top of you, which you cannot do in this game because the camera is actually rather restricted in its movement. Now you have kind of noticed that I managed to actually just run through most of this place here. Going back into the previous room, I am up to 65 coins. So I've been through that left passage there. I went been around the top. I went down by Nessie. I'm standing in this room. I'm about to enter into that room directly above my head. And I only have 65 coins. And as I said before, this is one of those stages where you truly need see, this is the spot that gets you thrown off because they remind you about the metal cap. They remind you about the metal cap here, and then promptly leave you to... Now, the first thing you need to do currently up to 78. There's actually quite a few different nooks and crannies in this place. Now this is that room. Remember from earlier where I showed you? And we're right there. There is only 2 or 3 different alcoves here. You have to be very aware of which one you need to go through. You want to avoid There's also another alcove right here that I'm not entirely... I can't recall exactly what is related to this, but it's one of those... I think it's one of those dead-end ones. This just count as a dead end. But you want to make sure to at least clear out This is also an alternate access point back to the room that has you got these moles here that like to mole around. But you don't want to get yourself too much of in a hurry. But this is your big key here. So let's mentally get this mapped out here. The first thing you need to do is you need to run through this area and collect all the coins, and you need to flip up to there. And ideally you want to have the metal cap when you're doing it, so you don't have to worry about being knocked out. As you run. And by the way, I just got the coin there. We're gonna play. Let's continue a little bit further. I got the 100 coins. I'm up to 111, by the way. And there's this one last little string of coins right here. And by the way, remember, I've been pretty thorough about collecting as many coins as possible. That box right there happens to have an extra life in it. Incidentally, I could have grabbed that star, because the game doesn't bother to kick you out of the stage when you collect the one-ups, the extra life star. Yeah, I call it the extra life star just because you get it at 100 coins as opposed to 50 coins with Super Mario 64. I don't know why they went and chose, I guess they decided to go that route because it would be easier. You notice that the bat is hanging on to something that's invisible. So now, as of this moment, I have officially passed over and achieved the 100% on this level. But I've fallen down the hole. But I still have all the stars. So the next target is going to be Lethal Lava Land. You notice I have that odd spot and 0 coins? Because in a previous video when I was just going around to show you what I can get access to, I showed off how a shortcut to a star. Red hot log rolling. Okay, red hot log rolling. You had to get behind. You had to travel through this whole place and get behind that barrier in that corner. A shell will appear here at a later point. But you get over there, and on top of that platform right there in that corner is a star. Well, you're going to ask, how do I get there? Or shortcut, dude. And Game Explain will tell you, hey, this is a teleport point here, and you just... stand there to teleport across. Well, you literally just saw me just long jump my ass all the way over here. So, quite frankly, you do not need to teleport to this island. However, it is safer to actually teleport off the island after you kill the eye guy. This is that level. Remember what I was saying earlier? There's some of these levels where they are particularly hard to get all the coins for. Yeah, this is one of those levels. I kind of always like to collect all the coins whenever possible. I'm one of those people. Oh yeah, I have to remember I have to move with it. And also avoid it. Let's grab that one. It's obviously the first one you come to. But I don't think it's the one in order. Yeah, it's number 3. Boil the Big Bully. So, let's get back to that. Now, if I went and got to the 4th star and the 3rd star right off the bat, of course, when it comes to the... So I'm thinking they intend you to... And that goes over there. And of course, this is a fast way to lose here. This is one of those levels where you can really easily lose here. And they beat me there. And this is probably the point in which this game actually spikes in difficulty. Because, yeah, that. You're standing in a stage that is literally loaded with